I have just recently got back my Keis gloves under a warranty claim that I put through for some broken gloves that I had. So they've just come brand spanking new, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to do a review from a Pillions point of view on some of the different gloves that are out there and the ones that I own. We started off, I first went on a bike ever in November 2023 and had no idea what to get, no idea what I should be using, whether I was going to like being on a bike, whether I was going to hate it, but you need motorbike gear to be able to get on a bike at all, and I was buying the gear that day to head off. We were going from Newcastle up to Edinburgh for the Rugby World Cup, and then coming back down, and like I said, this was in November. So the first gloves that I was recommended to buy, I'm not going to name the shop because I don't really think he had my best interests at heart, which I do think is unusual for biking shops. Usually I find people very knowledgeable, really, really helpful. This shop didn't really have much of a choice in ladies' motorbike gloves, and rather than just saying there wasn't really any there that he could recommend, because I was going to another shop after, he suggested these ones. So these were the first gloves that I purchased, and they are the Knox Hedleigh Ladies glove. So they are full grain leather. They do have a waterproof layer, so a bit of a waterproof membrane, not Gore-Tex. And then they've got light thermal lining for slight cold. They are built especially for ladies' hands. As you can see, they are quite small. I do think they were a little bit small for me. My hands were cold when I tried them on. They do fit nice when they are actually on, although take a little tugging. And it is nice to have them about the same size as my hand. So that is quite nice. And obviously I do have a little bit of flex. They are supposed to have touch screen. Not that I've checked that, so I can't verify whether the touch screen works. And then they do have the protection, but it is only CE1 approved. So gloves on, motorbike gear on, we set off up to Scotland, and it was an absolute downpour, yellow weather warning, and it was very, very, very cold. The gloves did not help my hands much in that at all. The water didn't seem to get through them too badly, but it did get through. And after wearing those for one day, I decided very quickly that they were not November gloves. So really shouldn't have been recommended those. And now I know a little bit better. So if you're looking for gloves and it's the first time, just bear that in mind. And if you want gloves that are going to be for all year round, are they going to be warm enough in the winter if you're buying them now? So after I purchased those gloves, I needed some others quickly. And I went for the Alpinestars Stella WR2 version 2, these ones are. And these ones are Gore-Tex gloves. So fully waterproof. They have the Primaloft Gold installation for warmth, but still reduced bulk. And then they have the soft shell, but they do have the leather reinforcements as well. So the leather in certain areas. Again, it's supposed to be touchscreen, but I haven't checked that. So these ones again are designed for ladies' hands. And they do fit nice. So they are a nice fit. A little bit big on the fingers, but you would expect that. And I can get a good grip to hold onto the bars as well. So I really like these gloves now. But again, in November, they were still a little bit cold. Please bear in mind, I am an absolute cold arse, so I can get cold even in the midsummer. You might not be as bad as that, but they were still too cold for me. So the next thing that we were looking at anyway, now that I knew that I liked going out on the bike, we were definitely planning on doing travel all through the winter as well as the summer. So we decided if that was going to be the case, then we wanted heated clothing. In fact, I remember we were coming back from Barrow, back to County Durham, and it ended up being about 1 o'clock in the morning. We were passing through a little village, had to stop again to try and get a warm coffee. It wasn't warm, it was still in the flask. And I remember saying to Dion on that trip, I am not going out again until I have heated gloves, because my fingers were numb at that point. So, next thing we know, we have the heated gloves. This time round, I had learnt a lesson, and we went to a sports bike shop. We ordered online a variety of different gloves in different sizes, and they allow you to order it to be delivered to the store. Then you can go down and try them on, and then you just buy whichever works best. So I tried on a boatload of gloves and settled on the Keis premium heated motorbike gloves. So they have built-in heating. They are apparently waterproof, definitely windproof and breathable. You can see these ones are the extra small, so the size 6. So they do fit my hands, but they are very bulky. And it probably is the heating pads. So when I'm closing my hand up, the grip isn't as good as it is with the Alpinestars, but these are brand new out of the box again under that warranty claim. So they might just need breaking in a little bit. When I say they are apparently waterproof, my last set of Keis gloves, the exact same kind, were not waterproof. The water did come through them. They did see some real extreme weather, but the water did come through. And then on our last trip, when we were coming back from the Outer Hebrides, as much as it was cold in the Outer Hebrides, there was no rain, but we got back to Skye and the heavens opened. It was raining, really extreme rain. There was nothing we could do about it. We were out in it, and there was nowhere to go and get other gloves. So I had the Keis gloves, and one of them was giving me electric shocks, and the other one just stopped working altogether. So completely broke. I did have to buy some gloves to put underneath just to keep my hands a little bit warm, because we had about 8 hours left to ride at that point. So we managed, we got back, and one thing I will say, Keis have been absolutely brilliant from a customer service point of view. So they were still under warranty. I contacted Keis to tell them that they didn't work anymore, that they were broken. I didn't think they were waterproof. They asked me to send them back, which I did, and no quibbles at all. Yes, they're broken, and sent me a new set, which came really quickly. And I now have nice sparkly new gloves. So I will update everybody if these ones actually do seem waterproof, and maybe I just got a faulty set. You can power the Keis gloves either through the jacket, through the connector, and you get that connector included. So you get that with the gloves, and you can connect that either straight into your Keis jacket. I have the Keis vest and the Keis trousers and the Keis socks actually. I'm walking Keis advertising when we're out in the cold. Or you can connect it straight to the bike, and then you can also get battery packs, so you can be out and about or not walking around with wires attached to you everywhere. But I don't think they last too long, so that's why I haven't ventured into that. So at the moment I plug mine into my vest and then into the bike. So I have found lately, with it being a little bit milder, these are my favourite at the moment. So I'm not wired up. I have a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more freedom, but I do like the warmth of these. So I'm going to be taking both of these on our next trip. We are setting off to Wales tomorrow and then over to Ireland for the bike fest, and we're going to be away 4 or 5 days. So I am going to take both. I'll be able to test these, test the waterproofness and how warm they are, and then if it's warmer weather, I'll switch over to the Alpinestars Stellas. So hopefully you will save a little bit of money. I wished I'd done a little bit more research and watched some videos before I made my first purchase, but make sure you try them on. Definitely make sure you consider how hot or cold it is when you are trying them on. My hands were cold when I was trying those first ones on, so as soon as my hands heated up, they did feel a little bit tighter. So please bear that in mind, and don't necessarily just buy the first pair that you see. So hopefully that's helpful. See you soon. Thanks.